I'm Clifford Ackman, the Biotech Pest Management. Our customers have been curious and asking how we go about performing our services and getting rid of pests. And so we decided to put together this series of videos to kind of highlight and show you guys exactly what we do to get rid of pests at customers' homes. Generally, insects, including grain beetles, are attracted to sunlight, the glare that is coming in from these windows. And so you have some of these guys moving around. So these are grain beetles. But also, in combination with the grain beetles, are also what we call varied carpet beetles. And those ones are the multicolored ones like these. So these are called varied carpet beetles. That's also a varied carpet beetle. These guys also feed on grains, right? They feed on like flour, they feed on rice, they feed on corn. Basically grain, both in the powder form or in the solid form. Then the brown one, these right here, are the regular grain beetles. As you can see, they come here and then the spiders set up shop to eat them. And that's why they're dead. Of course, we have some house flies there, we have some stink bugs here, all attracted to the sunlight. We have to find the source of infestation, which is what led us down to the basement, which we'll go next. To why we have these guys and where they're coming from. So this is the basement door. Also on the floor there, as you can see, they're still moving, are also a combination of varied carpet beetles and grain beetles. See the level of infestation? Just hundreds of them covered. Coming down this way, same thing with the window area down here in the basement as well. So anywhere that there's sunlight or glare coming in from the windows and the sliding door, you get these guys swarming to the window area. But where is the source of infestation and why do they have these beetles? And what are they feeding on and why are they here? That's the number one question. So that leads us to the cabinet over there. So our customer is from West Africa. And so I'm gonna show us where these guys are living and where they're breeding. As you can see in this bag. So she ordered these products from Africa and the product came infested with these beetles. So this is like flour where you make dough. This is like cornmeal. And if you look in these bags, you see hundreds of those things in them. So in those containers are where they're all breeding. Of course, we're gonna have to eliminate all of these. As you can see, they built a whole colony here, and a little hard to see through these, but I can see them, but I just can't. So these were fine flowers, and they built this whole thing all caked together, and they kind of live in them, and they feed through the starchy material in the bag. Those are the dead ones on the ground. See, they made holes in these bags. They made all these holes. Also down here in the cabinet, in the bottom. So all these items are gonna need to be tossed. And then they could start going underneath your padded insulation here as well. And they could start breeding under there as well. So basically identifying the source of why they're here was number one. So when I saw this, I was able to highlight this to the customer. And then of course, all of this stuff is gonna have to be removed. These are area treated around the window areas, the baseboards, and then of course upstairs would have to be treated because they begin to spread. They go from the basement to the first level and then all the way upstairs. They start to spread out of their comfort zone, again looking for some more food source, following the lights. glare from the windows and doors, and that's when the customer noticed that this is a bigger issue. Of course, we got called in, and then now we have to deal with this situation. Some of these guys were transported from the basement area into the pantry area, and as you can see, we all have closed leads. Is what the customer has been trying to do, keeping these things from either flying out or getting in, which is something good to do as a preventive measure. But of course, the original problem needs to be solved, um, which is why we're here. So having foods in closed containers and making sure that you inspect grain foods when you buy them and just make sure that they're not infested. Sometimes difficult to tell because sometimes when you buy these things, they already have the eggs or the actual beetles in them, and it's difficult for you to tell if they're infested or not. But just doing the best you can, and if you notice these things flying around, try to find the source of where they're nesting, and then of course get a professional to come, do an inspection for you and treat it right away before it gets out of hand. Closed containers, airtight containers, good idea to store flour, grain foods, rice, corn, stuff like that to prevent things from becoming infested. What we're gonna have to do is get rid of the source of the infestation. So all these different items like we told the customer, we're gonna have to get rid of them all. Well, so basically this is gonna be a 3-tier service, meaning we're gonna come here 3 weeks in a row. The hatching cycle from these guys is anywhere from 10 to 14 days. And so we're gonna treat today, which is gonna include a spray of the perimeter areas, also the source area where the food has been sitting with some aerosols. And then we're gonna come and spray the baseboard area with non-repellent our products as well. These are eco-friendly products that has been sourced out, can be safely used at our customers' homes. And we go from there. We start today. We set up another appointment to come back, take a look at things, see where things are, retreat, come back a third time, and then retreat to make sure that everything is completely eliminated here at this home. So here we go. We'll get started. But basically, we want to treat every cracks, hinges of this cabinet. We'll treat there. So this will kill these guys on contact. That's what we're trying to accomplish today. Around. As you can see, they're all in the cracks and voids, which is how they've been multiplying, nesting. We're gonna get the product all over the shelf. Get them all gone. Also behind it as well, all the voids. Exactly. Let's get all around. the door frames. In between the door jambs. Lots of spiders here, which are secondary insects trying to eat these beetles that keep swarming towards the door. That's common when you're dealing with these types of insects. Again, this is a contact. It kills these guys on contact. The other product we're going to spray down is going to be more of a residual product, and that kills them as they crawl over them. Because these insects have a central nervous system, and so typically when they cross over product, they absorb the product with their feet, and that kills them inside out. The aerosols also have some residual properties as well. So in addition to killing them on contact, it also kills them over time as they still cross around the product as well. Exactly, so you saturate these areas with the product, and then gonna take a look up here. Trying to get some of these areas, because as you can see, they're on the mattress here too. Again, being drawn towards the window, they start settling here over these box springs and mattress. So now we'll grab the other product in the spray tank, and I'll do the baseboards around the basement, and then we'll go to the window upstairs and treat that area as well. You apply around the baseboard areas. Trying to cover some of the ground areas, so as these things fly around and move around, they get into the product and absorb it, and that kills them off as well. Basically want to cover a little bit of an area closer to the window area. And of course, this is a basement area, so the product has the opportunity to dry before anyone really comes down here. The general area where the food has been sitting, so we're gonna spray around, because this being the main area of infestation, then I have some of the products around, so that these guys that have been lurking around could still get into the product as well. And while we move these bags out and throw them out into a dumpster. We are treating the window sills, the window as well, putting some of this product down. So this has been the area where you get major sunlight coming through this window. You get a lot of glare coming in from here. So most of the insects in this home are attracted to this window. So now we're spraying this product to kill all of these beetles on contact, and also to leave a residual effect on them. So if there are any more insects around flying towards this window area, that they will die as well. So that's the process we go through: identifying the problem, solving the problem, and extending the warranty for the customer to prevent the problem from happening again in the future.